Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am very excited to show you all of the really cool stuff that I picked up over the last month or so. Hey guys, welcome back. Like I said, I have a ton of stuff that I'm very excited to show you guys. It's a mixture of eBay purchases, Dollar Tree purchases. Let's see, there was Retro Attic, a thrift shop, like an antique store, and another website that I'm very excited to talk to you guys about. There's a lot to go through, so I'm just going to kind of run through this stuff really quick. But the first items that I got here are two Criterion, both out of print, and both ones that I've been missing for a while, and it's by number 121 and 120, and that is Billy Liar and How to Get Ahead in Advertising. These are both out of print Criterions, and I was missing them because I was going from, trying to like go in order of buying, so I had like 119 and then I was missing these two and then I was like 122. So it's kind of annoying to always have that space. But I found a seller on eBay that he had both of these priced for a very good price. And so I was able to get both of them, and I'm excited because that kind of it completes like numbers 1 through 150, I believe, somewhere in that range within my collection. So I'm very excited to have these two. Usually, especially this one, for whatever reason, it seemed like this one was always so very expensive, and I don't remember. These were kind of the first things that I got over the last month or so, so I don't remember how much I paid for these, but all I remember, it was a really good price for what they were. And next up here, I have two titles that I found at Goodwill. This was a few weeks ago. We had a pretty bad storm happening around where I live, and I was actually in Goodwill, and then the power went out in Goodwill. And I'm very glad that it came back on and the computers were working for everything, because I found these two things and I really wanted to buy them, and I only had my card on me, and it would have been really sad if if the computer didn't like reboot or whatever. So thankfully it all worked out. But this is a John Hughes 5-movie collection. For first off, I only paid $1 for this, so 5 Blu-rays for $1, and I like it because each movie is like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and they're all on their individual disc, so it's like actually like 5-disc set. I kind of hate it when these packs do like 2 movies on 1 disc, but I got the John Hughes 5-movie collection, and then I got this, it's EB. This is a Kino Lorber title from Goodwill as well for only $1. So I'm always looking for Kino Lorber, especially when I go to this particular Goodwill. I'd say like 6 times out of 10 don't have anything, but every now and then they have like a Kino or like something like that, the other Blu-ray. And actually there's another little pile that I got from that same Goodwill several weeks later that I'll get to. But those are 2 things I got from Goodwill. Then the next thing, I actually went back to the same seller that sold me Billy Liar and How to Get Ahead in Advertising. I started looking at some of their other items that he had, and he had Jubilee. And this was another one that I'm just missing within, because I'm trying right now, like what I'm trying to do with the Criterion collection, I'm trying to get spine numbers 100, I think. Yeah, 100 to 200. And so I have like the first half of that, and so I'm just working on the second half. Obviously I have some here and there, and this is spine number 191, and so this was one that I was missing, and I I got this cheaper than what it would sell for during the sale. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this sells for $20 during the sale. And I think I got this for like $15 or so. And so I was very happy about that. And then I also kept looking on eBay, kind of just going through my Barnes & Noble Criterion sale wish list and just kind of seeing if there's anything on eBay that would be selling cheaper than during the sale. And these are another two that I came across that were still cheaper than what they would be during the sale. But this is spy number 183. This is brand new. And this is another one that I was missing within my within the first or 100 to 200 kind of collection. And then this is actually spy number 644. And this is just a movie that I've been wanting to see for a while. I saw like some stills from it and it just looks incredible. It's actually a 3D Blu-ray, which I feel like I don't see a lot of Criterion 3D Blu-rays, which is fun. But yeah, this particular seller had both of these as well, and so I worked out a deal to get both of these at a really good price. And so I think during the sale, this usually is 20 and this is 25, and I think both of these was like maybe 25-ish plus shipping. So pretty much I got one for free, which was really cool. And so I was very excited to find these. And then another eBay find that I came across, this is a box set that I've been wanting for a very, very long time. And it's always been way more expensive than I wanted to pay. It seemed like it was right around the, I don't know, the $150 to $200 range. And I didn't necessarily want to pay that. Mainly because I already technically have these movies. I have them on a DVD box set, but I don't have them on this really nice Blu-ray box set. And I came across this one seller who had this box set, and I paid only, I think it was $70 for it. And I was very excited because it's just one that I've been wanting for a while. And that is the Alejandro Jodorowsky collection. This is not a complete collection of his films, but it does have his more influential films. And I love his movies. I think they're so creative and unique and kind of out there and weird, but I absolutely love them. And so this is actually, I think it's technically put out by Arrow Video. And so this is a box set of, I guess I can open it up, of his movies. And let's see, it comes with a really nice booklet, like a poster. Let's do that. The Holy Mountain, El Topo, Fando y Elis, I think that's how you say it. And this is the one movie that in this collection that I did not own before, but that is Psychomagic, A Healing Art, which is a documentary kind of made by him. And I watched that for the first time the other night. It's very interesting, very fascinating, but yeah, overall, this is just a really, really nice set, and I can get the booklet back in. It's one that I've always wanted. I think with my new director's section, this is going to look amazing over there. But yeah, the second I ever found out that this even existed, I was 100% on board, really wanted it. So very, very happy. There's only like, I don't know, there's like a handful of box sets that I am like really, really, really after. The Hellraiser, like Scarlet box, I think is what it's called, which is Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3 by Arrow. That's one. And the Phantasm collection, which was put out by Scream Factory, which is out of print. That's another one that I really want. And I'm sure there's other ones that I'm blanking on, like the Amityville Horror. There's two different box sets for those. There's the first three movies, and then there's the that's put out by Scream Factory, and then the Vinegar Syndrome set. There's a few Vinegar Syndrome and Severance box sets that I really want, but this was one that was high on my list, so I'm very, very happy to get this one. And the next one here is actually a Dollar Tree find. If you were not aware that Dollar Tree was running a sale on all their movies, it was a buy two, or I guess I should say it's buy one, get one half off. No, it was buy two at $1. So buy one, get one free. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. So instead of them being $1.25 or whatever they are now, they're basically 2 for $1. And whenever I was seeing people post about it, there was one movie in particular that I was very jealous that I didn't get, like, I didn't see at any of the Dollar Trees that I went to. And that it would be Assassination Nation. I decided to stop at a Dollar Tree on my way home from the store, and they had 2 copies of this movie. Most of the other movies were junk, just nothing that I needed in my collection. And they had 2 copies of this, and both copies had a loose disc. And so, you know, it was rattling around. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But this copy, the wrapping on it, like the, what's it called? Yeah, this like plastic wrap, it was actually like falling off pretty much. And so like the whole bottom was just like completely off. And so I just kind of, you know, took off the wrapping, opened it up, checked the disc, put it back in, put the wrapping back on. It kind of felt a little shady, but I was like, you know, if the wrapping is already off, I'm not going to open up a movie in the store, but like if it's already off, like I guess I could just check the disc quickly. But very glad I did, because the disc was absolutely fine. I would also probably would have bought it even if it, because it's only 50 cents, like, you know, even if it was scratched, wouldn't be the end of the world. But very excited to watch this. I believe this is by the same, yeah, Sam Levinson, which I believe is the same director or the creator of Euphoria, which, love Euphoria, fantastic show. Probably not for everyone, but I love the cinematography and everything for it. So very excited to check this out eventually. And the next one here, apparently I was doing a lot of eBay deals at the beginning of the month, but this is an out-of-print Criterion. This is Spy number 193. This is one that, again, the pricing of this one just always seemed very, very high. It seemed, I want to say it was like, you know, in the $30, $40 range, and I got it for a really good price. I was worried because, you know, the photo just showed the Criterion like advertisement booklet, and I was hoping that he had the actual booklet, or I guess it's a poster that comes with it, and he did. So I was very excited to add this one to my collection. So I'm closing in on my goal of having all the Spy numbers 1 through 200. So, and since I got the Alejandro Jodorowsky box set from eBay, I was kind of wanting to complete my collection of his films, and I was only missing one of his movies, and that was Endless Poetry. If you're not aware, he did 2 movies. This was one of them. He did a movie called Dance of Reality, which was kind of like a self-documentary of his childhood and upbringing. And then Endless Poetry kind of picks up where that one leaves off, and this is kind of a, you know, teen to like early adulthood years, and it's very fascinating to watch him kind of like self-reflect on his like life and kind of like do like a retelling. It's very, very interesting, very artsy. I heard somewhere that this is like, you know, 2 of like 5 movies that's supposed to be like this whole series of movies, which I don't know if it's like 5 movies, a trilogy or what, but I'd be like, this kind of, I feel like this didn't necessarily like wrap everything up, so I'm kind of curious to like see where the story continues. I think this was released in 2016, so this was his last like movie, because he did the Psycho Magic, which was a documentary. He did that, I think that was like 2018, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. And so this was his like last like film. So I'm very curious to see like what else he makes in the future. And then the next, I guess, lot that I got was purchased from a website called Mac Discounts. It's a like an online auction site where they basically buy up like pallets from like Amazon or Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart, any of these big box stores that sell off like return pallets. And so, you know, there could be anything from the item was defective to the item was, you know, in shipping like damaged, or just say if they're opening it up in the store and like when they're slicing the box open, some of the wrapping like slices on the item, whatever it is, they sell pretty much everything. What I like about it is that the auctions only last 2 days, and the bidding only starts at $0. So you only bid in dollar increments. So if nobody else sees the item on this site, you can get it for $1 basically. Of course, there's tax and there's a couple other little fees, but it's much cheaper than what you would buy in the store. And you're welcome to go examine the item in person, but they have, I should say that too, that is a disadvantage where you have to go pick up the item yourself. There's a few warehouses in Pennsylvania. There's a couple I think there's one in Youngstown, or maybe two in Youngstown area. And then there's one like in Akron. And so, if you're willing to drive to all these places, you can pick up from multiple different locations, or you can pay a $5 fee on some items and have it shipped to a closer store to you. So one thing also I should mention that anytime that you're bidding, the time goes up by 1 minute. So just say if it's like down to like 2 seconds and you bid, trying to outbid somebody, the clock will reset at like, it'll go up 1 minute basically, or 1 minute and 2 seconds. So it's pretty much just like a waiting game and hoping that nobody else sees it. You do have like I think it's 5 days, like 5 business days to pick up your item after you win it. So there is a little bit of a pressure. But my wife, she recently was able to get a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to be redoing a bathroom here soon. And so we were able to just get a bunch of stuff for our bathroom renovations. I found some really cool stuff. And it was all much cheaper than what it was like in the store. It's mainly video games. They don't really sell movies. I haven't really seen movies on there too much, but I'm just going to run through these things. But the first thing I got here, and of course there's stickers all over this stuff, so it's all brand new though. So this is Resident Evil Village, and so obviously there's stickers, but this is, if you can kind of see the spine maybe, I don't know. But this is actually for the PS5, which I want a PS5. And someday I will get one, but for now I'm just excited to get this because it was like a fraction of the actual cost. I don't know, very excited to have this because I recently watched Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, and that made me want to just kind of collect all the video games as well and just kind of play through them because I've never actually done that, and I love horror and I love like the first person shooter type of games, and so I figured like that's like the perfect thing. So excited to have that game. The next one here is Doom Eternal, I'm sorry. So again, stickers on it, which I should have just opened these up, but this is for the PS4, which I do have, so excited to play some of these. The next one here is Predator Hunting Grounds. I believe this is one that I got for $1, so excited about that. And the last game is Minecraft. So I'm not like huge into gaming, but I figured it's cheap enough, might as well get a few. And then they actually had some NECA figures, which I'm not super into them. I have like my Freddy, Jason, Michael, Leatherface. I have 2 Xenomorphs and 2 different Predators. But they had these, which I thought were really cool. And so this is the Mummy. And you can kind of see, like, I'm sure this happened in the store, like this little tag thing snapped, and so it was probably returned. But you can kind of see him. He's pretty sweet. I'm very excited to actually open these up and put them on display. But the next one here is the Wolfman. And so I love collecting these, but they are kind of expensive. I want to say they're usually like 30 bucks a piece. I think each one is less than 10 bucks. So pretty much paid one full price for 3. But so I just love the box art too. I think they're awesome. And the last one here is King Kong. And this one, this whole situation back here, that's probably what made it become a return. And open it up. So excited to add these to my collection. I usually don't buy too many figures just because of the price point, and I think they're cool and all. I would rather have the movies that the figures are in, or the characters that the figures are. But very excited to add those to my collection. And then me and my wife were out and we decided to stop in at a Salvation Army. And I found a few items there. Usually at this particular one that I stop at, they usually don't ever have any movies that I really need. Or what they do have is just really, really beat up or just very run-of-the-mill stuff. So, but I was actually kind of happy. I found a couple of horror movies here, but the first thing I found was this 100 Years of Magic Walt Disney World VHS. I guess it's like a promo tape. I'm assuming it's kind of like a, come celebrate our 100 years at Disney or whatever. So I thought it was kind of cool. I like collecting these little like weird promo tape things, but and the next one, this was actually, I had the first two of these movies and I was missing the third one, so I was happy that they had it, but that would be Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So my wife is a huge Harry Potter fan, and so it's kind of fun to have these on VHS as well. And then the next one here I got was April Fool's Day. This is the remake, which I've never actually seen. I think I've seen the original one, but I've never seen the remake, so excited to add that one in. And then the next one is Left in Darkness. And so this is just like it looks like an Anchor Bay horror title from Hollywood Video, which this did have, I don't know if you can see it, this did have the little red piece, like red magnet thing, and so I actually have not been able to open this up because that was a security measure back in the day. The disc's definitely in there, I see it, I can like see it through the crack, but I'm not able to actually open up the case. So I would really appreciate any suggestions how to get this off. I've already tried taking a magnet and seeing if I can but apparently that's not how it works. So any suggestions, greatly appreciated. But I might end up just having to use like a Dremel tool and just cut it, but it won't be the end of the world. And then this is actually a Warner Archives title that I found at the Salvation Army. And so again, always on the hunt for Warner Archive movies. And then I ended up going back to a Goodwill, I guess a few days later. And actually that first Goodwill where I found the John Hughes Blu-ray and the Kino Lorber. And like I said, sometimes there's stuff, sometimes there isn't. I found 3 things that I didn't have before. And so there's this Paranorman Blu-ray. It's a 3D Blu-ray. Never seen this movie, so I decided to get it for $1. And then I got the complete 5th season of Tales from the Crypt. And so I'm slowly trying to complete this series, I guess. I have the first 3 seasons already, so. And then this was actually one that I've been on the hunt for a while, and that is Night of the Living Dead 3D. And I was very excited because when I opened it up, it has the 3D glasses. And so it's just one that I've actually never seen it. And I have a million copies of this movie. The original one, I should say, but I've never actually seen this remake-ish, I think. I mean, it's definitely not the original, so, but very excited to add that one to my collection. And then I actually ended up getting a few more items from the Mac Discounts website. I was in desperate need of a PS4 controller. A few weeks ago, I got in the random mood to play PS4, and I think I was going to play like Tomb Raider or something, and I went to go plug in my controller, and I got like a yellow flashing light. And since then, I've learned that my controller's probably fried. I've tried absolutely everything you can think of to like disconnect the controller, reconnect it, the whole thing. Did every YouTube video there is out there. Nothing. So I think at some point, either I or somebody else hooked up my controller to a wall like socket, and I think that ended up frying the controller because I think the voltage was off, which is, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It sucks, but it's whatever. I don't play the system that often, but I was happy though, because I found these two controllers, and they came with the box. I just took them out of the box to make sure. I believe this one's not a actual Sony PlayStation controller, but this one is actually from Sony. I found these two on the website, and I think I paid, I want to say $10 a piece, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. Maybe $6.10 or something. And so I'm very excited because I tested this out, works fine. And so I'm very just excited to actually have a working PlayStation 4 controller again. So, and then also from that website, I also ended up getting a few more games. Some of these were upgrades, I guess, from like Xbox 360 games to now. But that would be Saints Row the Third Remastered. And so I've actually never played this one. I had it on Xbox 360, I think, and so I would rather have it on PS4, but I think I only paid $1 for it. The next one here is Hitman 2. Sorry for the stickers, but yeah, again, I never played it, but I have the first Hitman, so I might as well get the second one. And like I said about the Resident Evil games, I've been just in the mood to be playing all those. And that is, so I got Resident Evil Biohazard. Sorry for the stickers again. Which this was actually interesting because it was a 2-pack of the game. And so they had, you know, 2 of the games kind of taped together. And so I think I got both of them for $12. And so I'm just going to sell one, keep the other. But I really want to play through some of these Resident Evil games. The next one here I got is Grand Theft Auto 5. This is the Platinum, or Premium Edition, I'm sorry. And so I have this for the 360, but I do not have it for the PS4. And like some of you may know, with the PlayStation, you have the PlayStation Network, which is a free, I believe it's a free, it should, at least back when I was in high school, PlayStation was free, Xbox you paid for. I have no idea if that had changed or not, but if that did change, that's kind of sad, but if it didn't, I'm excited to actually play online with this one. And the next one, this is the Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy. And so this comes with Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, as you can see on the back there. And so 3 games that I already had on, I think, like original Xbox or PlayStation 2 or something. So this is definitely an upgrade from those. And the last game I got, I just figured this would be fun, but this is Harry Potter the Collection, or Lego Harry Potter the Collection. And so I believe this is all, yeah, this is all 7 years at Hogwarts on for the Lego Harry Potter. So again, just games I've been wanting to play for a while, and just excited to add that to my collection. And then me and my wife stopped in at a, what is it? I guess it's like an antique store, or it's not, I guess it was a thrift shop. It was a thrift shop. And surprisingly, they had a few titles that I actually needed. When I first got there, I was like, these people aren't going to have anything. It's a lot of like just non-electronical things. It's a very like, I mean, if you go thrifting, you kind of know what I'm talking about. When you walk in, you can just immediately tell that you're just not going to have any luck. But surprisingly, I had some luck. But starting things off, I found this Stephen King Drunken Fireworks audiobook. So I love Stephen King, love his audiobooks, just mainly because it's a, like, when I do drive, sometimes I have to drive for a while, and having an audiobook to pop in really helps. So the next one, this is actually a upgrade from DVD, but that was the Social Network. And so I had the DVD of this, and I've always wanted the Blu-ray, and for $1, I was very happy to add this to my collection. The next one is Belfast, which I believe this came out 2022. This is a fairly recent movie, and it always looked interesting, so I'm excited to add this to my collection. And the next one here is MacGyver Season 6 and Season 7. both in like really, really good condition. And I think I have season 2 and 4. I would like to get all the MacGyver because I love the idea of the MacGyver seasons or series, which I'm just a big fan of, like that era of television where it was, you know, like Magnum PI, Vice City, or not Vice City, Miami Vice, Knight Rider, MacGyver. Trying to think of the other ones that were like within that like era of television. So very, very excited to add those to my collection because eventually I would like to have all of them. And then to wrap everything up, sorry this video is taking so long, but to wrap everything up, I made a trip out to the Retro Attic because he posted a few times on his Facebook page, and there's a few things within the post that I saw that I really, really wanted. And so I decided to make a trip out there, and I found more than what I was actually looking for. So I'm very excited about that. But to start things off, I have here, actually I was just talking about this, but Knight Rider Season 2 and Season 3. I already had Knight Rider Season 3, but it was kind of like in that slim like DVD case, and so I prefer these like bigger like sets because I just think they look better on a shelf. So I now have Seasons 1 through 3 of Knight Rider, so eventually we'll have all of them, but I'm excited to add those to the collection. And then this is a series that I've heard about, but I've never actually seen. And so for $12, I decided to pick up, you know, the first 3 seasons, I guess, because at $2 a piece. But that was Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. This is Season 1, Volume 1, Season 1, Volume 2, Season 2, Volume 1, Volume 2, Season 3, Volume 1, and Season 3, Volume 2. And so it just looks kind of like cheesy, I guess 80s. It looks maybe 80s. 60s, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1960. So cheesy 60s sci-fi show. And so there's all of them lined up. So, you know, for that price, I figured I would check it out because it looks pretty interesting. And then this series, actually, I have been very curious about since I ever came across it. And I always would just come across them and they would always be so expensive that I would just never really buy them. But there's 7 seasons here, and that would be Mission Impossible. So I am assuming the movies were kind of based off of this show. I've never seen an episode, but it looks similar where it's spy mission stuff, kind of like the movies. And so I have here Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, Season 6, and Season 7, if it will focus. So this was a series that wherever I looked, it was right around like almost $100 every time. And I basically, I got a really good deal on this, and I'm very excited because Season 7 was, for whatever reason, I looked it up, it is not a cheap season. I feel like it's right around like the $40 to $50 range just for the one season. I don't know if it's kind of like a Simpsons Season 3 situation where it's like strongly out of print, or like what happened with it where it's you know, limited pressing or something, but excited to actually have the complete series of Mission Impossible. And so those were all the TV seasons that I got from him. And then these are some of the Blu-rays or Blu-rays and DVDs, the movies that I got from him. But starting things off is the movie like, you know, the snake movie. And I've never actually seen this movie, but again, this is another one that I've always like seen in people's collections that hasn't intrigued me, but this is a Scream Factory release of the movie. This is one that I don't think, Yeah, I've not seen any of these movies, but this is one that I recently just watched the second, I guess it would be kind of the third movie of the series. But this is the movie All Hallows Eve. I have seen Terrifier and Terrifier 2, but I've not seen All Hallows Eve. And so Art the Clown, fun character. It's just such a fun slasher, I guess, but very excited to actually check this out. I did find it interesting. The disc is almost like a black background, like a black disc, I guess. So I don't know if it's like, it almost like looks like it was like, I'm trying to think of an example. It reminds me of a like made on demand discs. So I know it's legit, but it's very interesting. I don't know if this was a wide released movie or not, but. And then this one just like looked interesting. It's from, I think it's a Swedish ballet, but this is Midsummer Night's Dream, and the back looked interesting. It just looks like a very like artsy type of movie, and so I'm excited to check this out. But I'll show the back. It just kind of looks very fun and I don't know, kind of weird, but excited to watch that one. The next one here is the movie Maniac Cop, which again, this isn't one that I've never seen, and I know there is, I believe Blue Underground put out some 4Ks of these movies, of the Maniac Cop 1, 2, and 3. But I've always just wanted to see this, and so for $2 I decided to grab this and actually watch the movie for once. But I have here another one that I believe this was a few months ago. People were posting that they find this at Dollar Tree, and I just could not find it anywhere. And that is the movie Another Wolf Cop. I have the movie Wolf Cop, and both of them, like, I've actually not seen the Wolf Cop movie. I've been holding off because I wanted to find this and kind of do like a double feature. But they both seem really funny, kind of like a horror comedy type of movie. And so very excited to watch that. And then this is a full moon title. That is The Pit and the Pendulum. So another one that I've not seen, but again, love Full Moon. Just anything that he has, Full Moon or Blue Underground or Scream Factory or Severin or really any of those like labels, I am definitely going to grab. But speaking of Full Moon, he had the movie Demonic Toys, which I've always wanted to see because I love the Puppet Master movies. I think they're so fun, and so I'm excited to actually watch this one. And another full moon, Hell Asylum. So again, never seen it, but looks interesting. And then this is actually an Intervision title, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Intervision, which I think it's a like sister company to Severin. I could be mistaken on that, but I think that they're connected somehow. But this is the movie The Secret Life Jeffrey Dahmer. So just anything Intervision as well, I'm gonna grab. Last two. And this was actually fitting because since I made my Dario Argento collection, I've been kind of trying to find any of his movies that I'm missing within my collection, and this happens to be one of them. But this is Argento's Dracula. It's not the 3D. I know there's a 3D Blu-ray put out by IFC Midnight, but you know, I was excited just to add this one to the collection. And then the main reason why I wanted to go there, as soon as I saw this in his one photo, I definitely was like, I need to get that for my own collection. But this is actually put out by Severin, and that is The Changeling. And it's a nice 4K of the film. So I upgraded from DVD to 4K. And I actually didn't know it came with a slipcover at first, and so I was very excited that he had this. But again, anything Severin, I definitely want to grab from him. And so I believe this is brand new for like $45 or $50 on their website. And so I was very excited for the price that I paid. But yeah, very, very excited to add this to my collection. But that is all. Thank you so much for sitting through all that. I know there was a lot to go through, but let me know in the comments down below if there's anything that you saw that you want more in-depth, I guess, review of, or if you want to like let me know what your opinions on anything, if I, you know, wasted my money on anything, or if anything's like, you know, really fun to watch and I would enjoy. I guess same thing on the games. If any of the games are you know, a waste of time or actually really good. I don't know a whole lot about video games, so I'm kind of always in the dark on those. But if you guys want, I will link my, or I'll plug my Instagram. It's at Kyle's Movie Collection over on Instagram, and you can find all kinds of different fun posts of stuff that I find. And yeah, if you guys have any questions on anything, like, I love interacting with you guys in the comments or message me over on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. But thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video was a little long, and I know there was like a little bit of a gap between this video and the last one that I did, so I'm hoping to be making these a little bit more often. But if you haven't subscribed yet, I guess subscribe if you like. If you don't want to, that's okay too. But I just appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to watch these videos. But thank you guys again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.